Warning, the following show features stunts performed either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Accordingly, the reality guys and producers must insist that none of these opinions be taken as facts. Now, please enjoy the show.
Yeah. I mean, like, literally, I don't know what just happened. I saw what happened. My brain registered what happened.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
Hi.
As you can see in the title, we are here to talk night 2 of season 26 of The Bachelor, the season finale. Sorry, my words are a little jumbled. You already see some of our giggles. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching us, you know how our feelings have been during the season. If this is your first time watching, then you'll kind of get a gist as we go here. But I'm shook. I am shook. I did not see that coming. I thought he was, like we said, we thought he was going to make the go for Susie, but I mean, she turned him down, but then they're back together now and they're in love. And like, why? What happened? Brian, what happened? What happened?
I lost a lot of faith in humanity today.
What happened?
It was so bad. Like, and my wife the whole time was like, "It's gonna be Susie, I know it." And it's like, I was like, "No, come on, no, please."
Oh my God.
And it's just, this guy doesn't deserve this happy. Is it a happy ending? We don't know, but he doesn't deserve this ending.
We all know those type of people where like they, no matter whatever they do, like right, wrong, and especially wrong, they still land on their feet. This is that guy. Like how he didn't do anything to deserve that. Like what is, and I'm not here. Susie, why? Like what happened, man? Like, are we just gonna, literally I wrote this in all caps. Are we all just gonna pretend that none of this season happened? We're just gonna what was she talking about that she made mistakes? She kept saying that in the explanation. She was like, oh, you know, like he obviously made mistakes but I, you know, definitely made some mistakes along the journey. What did you do? She didn't do anything wrong. What did she do?
I don't think she did anything wrong. I think like when she was doing that little spiel about like he's a great guy, I felt like that was just like an attempt at saving face for him. And it's just I mean, not all the viewers, because our Facebook friends will probably love this outcome, but everybody else, like Twitterverse, Instagram land, like no one was rooting for this. Everyone was very disappointed because this episode was going great.
It was perfect. It was the whole thing was perfect. The whole finale, the whole producers were set up. It was a firing squad. It's the very first thing I wrote. The absolute firing squad. Big Tony, Gabby's grandpa, like, his parents who aren't even on his side ever. Like this dude and all the Bachelor Nation people. Like we had Aaron and Genevieve and like, oh my God, they were ready. This was like a death march for this guy. And it was everything. This guy was getting shit on. And he was apologizing and doing the whole thing. And you know what sucks, Brian? You know why he was apologizing? Because he already knew he was set and he already had his girl.
Right.
He didn't mean any of it. He didn't mean any of it, dude. He was already good.
It was a practiced speech. And it wasn't, he was saying nonsense. Like, I'm glad that Gabby and Rachel did call him out on some of the things, especially like Rachel's like, "Did you just say you love me?" Like, I'm so glad that she said that, because that's when he's like, "No, oh, never. Oh, it makes me sick that this dude like is where he is right now.
He dumped 2 chicks at the same time.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like he was like Randy
and all he cared about was
Office Space.
All he cared about was getting a hug after. Like,
thank God. What can I walk you out? All-time line.
Yeah, fuck you. I wish Rachel said "fuck you" too. That was the only like, oh.
It's
super disappointing.
This is I'm going to go break the fourth wall here for our viewers. So this was page 1 of my notes. Like, look how clean it was, how happy I was. I'm starring things because there's things like, everything's going great. And then this is the turn.
Yeah.
Note the size of the font.
Mentally unstable at that point. Like
I literally wrote, are we just going to pretend that none of this season happened?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, like Men in Black us, please. Just Men in Black, Bill and I, so we don't have to deal with this anymore.
well, so in the spirit, I think there was basically restitution. Gabby and Rachel are both having to share a season. They don't even get their own seasons. They have to share a season.
Yeah.
What is the oh God. It's a gimmick. It's like a triple threat match.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I guess they're hoping for is they like the same dude.
I mean, that there's no way in the trailer that there's not something a line about the two of them conflicting, but it looks like they haven't started filming yet. So I was a little off. So it looks like we're probably not going to get this for at least like 2 months or so. So I'm thinking maybe like beginning of May, mid-May, maybe we'll get Paradise like midsummer going into Labor Day, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably honestly it's better than like throwing them right in like they did with Clayton because it was terrible. But I don't know. Get that.
The one thing we were talking pre-show, and I was like, let's just record. This was like the most shocking finale I ever watched. Talk about a swerve. That was like watching like a Jordan Peele movie or something. Like I'm going through the whole thing, and then boom, the last 7 minutes changed everything. Like,
Yeah, it's just
everyone knows here, if has watched any more than one episode of us, or if this is your first, I'm going to let you know here, and Brian can test. I love love. I am like the champion of television love. But this was nuts. Like, this was just banana lands. Like, absolute clown show. Insert whatever metaphor you want, meme you want, the dog with the house on fire. Like, this whole season was, I mean, this was the perfect ending for this season. This season was nuts. And not even like a, whoa, oh, drama. That's like logically nuts. I'm broken. I'm broken.
you gotta say that with the big park on.
Yeah, where's like, I know, like,
I just I don't know, man. I've only been watching this show for like a little bit, like religiously, and I just feel like every season is just worse and worse. Like just like the nonsense.
I know, man. It's just
I'm only like I only have the terrible times. Like, man, we did not like Matt James, but man, I'd take a Matt James season over this season any day of the week.
I'm broken, Brian.
Yeah.
I've done it. Like you said, we've done Toxic Wasteland seasons like Matt James and Katie Thurston, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to like really do some soul searching here to rise up to get ready for next season, man. I gonna have to go back to the playbook a little bit here. No, but seriously though, it is what it is, guys. Like it was a good season for us. I mean,
Content wise, yeah. Like this show, we had a ton to talk about on the show. I will say that. Like
it was a good season for us.
Good.
We the community really grew over throughout the season, especially in like the latter half of the season. So anyone still watching at this point, we obviously really appreciate you. And even if anyone who hadn't watched this far into the video, we do really appreciate it, because the discourse and the conversations and some of the arguments and stuff that we're getting to have and people are getting to have around our posts and stuff has been a lot of fun. And we're definitely going to continue that on with the Bachelorette, with Bachelor in Paradise. We do also have some other things. We are going to have working on some more interviews with some Bachelor Nation people. I do have one in the can that will release this coming Friday with PJ Henderson from Michelle's season. I'm going to let a few days in. That's a little bit more of a serious topic. So we obviously wanted to let the finale breathe here and get the fun and kind of react to kind of the the reality TV kind of fake real world, but there is some real world stuff in PJ stuff that was definitely worth getting out there. And some of you may already know what I'm talking about, but I got to sit down with him for a few minutes, so it was really great. Brian, this season sucked.
Oh, terrible, man. How long do we think that they're going to be together?
I think for a while.
Yeah, I mean,
If they survive that, if she survived watching this season,
yeah, she's like she's enabling his behavior.
is it Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah. Man, I just wish Big Tony just came through and just choke slammed him right onto the table.
Grandpa could have came in with the cane.
It just,
Whop. Like in Civil War time. Bop.
yeah, because you know what? If Tony's wife saved Clayton's ego, because I think Tony would have destroyed him verbally.
The wife, oh my God. Yeah. He was itching. I mean, he was just, the thing is, like, he wouldn't have, it wasn't like even what his content would have been. He would have been dropping F-bombs and shit left and right. And that's what it would have been.
Yeah, it's like his daughter. Like, you're going to get defensive of your kid.
I can't believe they even convinced him to go. They must have given him like the free vacation out to LA. They must have got hooked up to go out there, because there's no way to get him on TV and have to sit there and be on camera and not be able to say anything to that dude.
Watch his daughter get upset, and they should have like a little like segment every show from now on when it's Bachelorette, where it's like Tony's corner, and they'll be like, I don't like this guy. This guy's giving like, that would be awesome.
He'd be a great TikTok account.
Yeah. But you know he's never doing that.
No, of course not. But that would be an account I would want to see, just him reacting to clips, because he would just hate all of it.
Can that be a dream interview for us?
What?
Can that be a dream interview for us?
I doubt he would ever even reply. Find him on like LinkedIn or something.
That'd be awesome though.
I wonder if he's on Cameo yet. It's we have next season, it looks like, so we are going to be Bachelorette. It's going to be 2 Bachelorettes at the same time. That will be interesting. Obviously something new. And then I guess, like you said, via kind of timeline, looks like we would get Paradise. We would definitely have probably a lot of people from this season, I would think, and probably some mix from Matt and Michelle's season as well. And then for as far as the reality guys, Survivor coverage this week, Temptation Island as well. Brian and I will get the premiere out for that. Like I mentioned, there'll be an interview dropping Friday or Saturday. So a lot of good content. And then, like I said, as soon as we know when there will be the Bachelorette and we have a cast announcement, we will do our preview special per usual. And then we will start again with our weekly after show reaction. So, Bri, even though a lot of the time it was painful, I had a blast this season. Thank you to Waleed and also to Kevin, who may have snuck onto a few this season. I'm not sure of the Bachelorette this season, but Waleed definitely was on a lot. And the only times he really can't make it is just because of his West Coast schedule time difference with us, with work and all. So, but he will be around definitely a lot going forward, just like Brian, myself, and Kevin on all the assorted properties. Please like and subscribe. Also, check out our podcast. It's called the POPcast. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I put the links in our videos here as well. That's the same guys, same crew as the reality guys, except it's us talking movies, pop culture, video games, all the kind of things that you would think that we are talking about, that we would talk about, as opposed to what we talk about here as reality TV for guys. So for myself, Brian, Kevin, Waleed, thank you and peace.